Good evening again. This is Elder G again. I'm coming on this time because I want to talk about the church this time. I want to talk about preachers and deacons and mothers and all the people that participate in God's business. Okay? So we know as we say that we believe in God, right? So what we really saying is that I believe God is God, right? And I believe that God don't have no beginning and God don't have no end, right? God don't have no wife. God don't have no mother. He don't have no father. He don't have no end. Then we should be able to do all things through Christ who strengthens us, right? That means that we should be able to do miracles and everything that Christ do as long as we letting Christ lead us and guide us in the way that He would have us to go, right? So, I used to always ask myself, and I used to always ask the preachers, if we all called by God and believe in God, then that should be only one God. That should be only one faith. And there should be only one baptism. See, man already know that man didn't make man. Man already know that man already know that we can't make the earth. We can't make water. Even though we know the formula, we can't make the oceans and the seas and the lakes from nothing. We know that if we can never travel to the sun, and whoever made the sun is they have to be beyond the sun. And in order for them to create the sun, they have to be beyond the sun. And we all know that ain't no human being is gonna never be able to even approach the sun. Let's all go beyond it. Everybody knows that. But we let these certain people, the Caucasian people, I'm gonna be straight. Ain't gonna try to scandalize nobody's name or nothing like that. But the facts is the facts. The fact is that the Caucasian people came to a land that they have never been to before, and that was people already there. And they help you. They taught you how to plant. They talk to you about what roots and everything you use for medicine. And then when you got up on your feet, you killed them and you took their land. Those are all facts. Okay? That same thing that you did when you came over there in 1619 and you got 20 Africans and you brought them to America and you bought and sold them and you worked them the same way you work your mule and your horse and your oxen for free. Just give them the scrap food to keep them strong so they can work. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt that no man, no matter how rich or how powerful, is going to be able to approach unto the sun. He can't do that because the sun is so hot, it'll consume him instantly. He'll be vaporized, or she'll be vaporized. Everybody know that. If anybody telling you they don't know that, they lying to you. And that's why I can talk, because I'm not lying. So ain't nothing they can do. Ain't no law they can put on me that can stop me from saying what I'm saying. Oh yeah, they can kill me, beat me, throw me in jail, hang me from a tree. Yes. Lie on me. They can do all of that. But see, it don't matter. It don't matter, because to martyr me is really to get me into the kingdom. See, if you really believe what you say you believe, then you don't see death no more. You don't want to die, but you don't see it no more, because when that time came, when everybody gonna have to stand before the judgment seat of Christ, when that time come, you ain't gonna worry about death or none of that, because there ain't gonna be no more death. So if you really believe that the soul never dies, as long as you accept God as your own personal Savior, He's your strength. He's everything that you need. He's water when you're thirsty. He's food when you're hungry. He's the air when you breathe. He's your doctor in a sick room. He's your bridge over troubled water. He is your way out of no way. He right there. And all the things that the Bible told you from Genesis to Revelation, you can see all those things coming to pass. You can see in the last days there's going to be a falling away, and the evil person is going to try to destroy all the records that say they evil, so they can make themselves look good. That's where we are now. The people are calling and praising the evil instead of the good. And that's when you get your strength. When you can see that the thing that was prophesied. See, a prophet, they prophesy the future. See, a prophet is somebody that's going to tell you what's going to happen. It can be 200 years ahead, 500 years ahead, 1,000 years ahead. See, God take that prophet 1,000 years ahead, and he showed them what's going to happen and who's going to be in authority. So that prophet come in each generation. There was a prophet that prophesied to the leader, the military leader, the leader of the country, the leader over the 12 tribes. God gonna give that person a prophet. And then the prophet is gonna go to God, and then the prophet gonna come back to the king, or whoever the leader is, and then he gonna prophesy that to the king, and the king is the one that got the power and the position to make those things come to pass. See? The angel of the Lord comes. That's when they say God come to you. That's what they're talking about. There's an angel of the Lord. I know one of them is Gabriel. He's the angel of the Lord. So when the angel of the Lord come, God called the prophet, and then he tell the prophet what's going to happen and who it is going to be. Who do you need to anoint? Who do you need to let them acknowledge that God is with them? So what happens is that when the prophet get the word, he goes to the man of God that says David. So say Gabriel come to David and tell him what thus says the Lord God. Okay, just like when God told David that he couldn't build his temple because he got blood on his hand. See, the angel of the Lord came to David and told the angel to go prophesy to David and tell David what he can't do and tell David what his son can do. He told David, you can't build God's house. And God knew David was going to be upset. But God knew that David loved him. So God told him, tell David, you can't build my house because you have blood in your hand. You done killed and slaughtered a lot of people. And you took a man's wife and got her pregnant and then had the man killed that was loyal to you. But I tell you what I will do. After you dead and gone, I'll let you secure all the money and all the material that you need to build a temple. I'll let you gather that all up together. But you can't build it. Can you imagine how that must have hurted David? I mean. That he loved God, but he learned too late. He had made many mistakes, just like Moses made too many mistakes when the angel of the Lord told him to speak to the rock and the water flow out. But instead, he listened to the people, so he struck the rock. And that's why Moses couldn't go into the promised land. That's why David couldn't build the temple. Because they did something against God. They believed it to a certain point, but they didn't 100% believe. It's just like now. It's just clear as day. You remember when Rand Paul and them and Lindsey Graham and them and Jim Jordan and them, boy, they used to go in that Congress, in that house, and they used to have a pocket-sized constitution. And they'll be in there, and they'll just be going by the Constitution. Oh, this and this and this. Oh, the liberals is no good. They don't believe in the Constitution. At the same time that they're waiving the Constitution, using it to their benefit for naive and stupid people. At the same time, they was trying to tear down the Constitution because of prejudice. They didn't want black and brown people to benefit or to ever have authority over them. So they put all those loopholes in there. You know how, like you borrow money and then you don't know if you're one time late, you got 7%, but if you're one time late, it go up to 15%. See, that's the way they put all them loopholes in there because they know that everybody wasn't going to read and study the Constitution. So that was always a built-in mechanism. Look how far America fallen and talking about the Constitution. The White House don't belong to Donald Trump. It don't belong to Congress. It don't belong to the Supreme Court. The White House is the American people. That's what represents the American people. Not the flag. The people come from all around the world. They travel just to come to Washington, D.C., just to see the historic White House. With the longest running democracy in the world. And you're going to let a man that got dementia, Just think about this. Just think about the prejudice. I mean, just think about the magnitude of this white prejudice thing. You know that means they weak, right? That means they weak. They so weak that they destroy a whole nation. Not because they strong. It's because they weak. They can't defeat nobody unless they using overpowered weapons. Got better weaponry than them. That's the only way they win. Just coming out a mano a mano. If you get into the boxing ring, you're gonna get knocked out. You get on the baseball field, you're gonna get ran over. You get on the football field, you're gonna get ran over. We can do the same thing in tennis, but it ain't too much fun. We could do the same thing in golf. It just ain't too much. It's just boring. That's usually what them kind of people like. It's like golf and tennis and lacrosse and stuff like all that soft stuff. But when you get on the field and you gotta go mano a mano, they ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. But we didn't have nothing to do with that. How God made us is strictly up to God. If I had been white, I would have been a proud white boy. If I had been Chinese, I would have been a proud Chinese boy. But these white people, for some reason, they hate themselves. Because they don't realize that that's what they represent. That's what they represent. They represent hate. Everything that's just the opposite of God, like love and peace and joy and long suffering. See, they ain't got none of that. It's just yelling and screaming and contorting your face like you scaring somebody. See, you ain't scaring the black and brown people like that, right? Because we done already went through the water. We done already been through the fire. You don't know nothing about the fire, but wait till you get in the fire. Where people is way more equipped and people are way more advanced in the fire and in the water than you are. Just wait and see what you think you want to get into. Like my parents used to tell us when we were young, do not mess with that wasp nest. Them wasps ain't doing nothing to mess with you, but mind they business. You stay away from that wasp nest. And then you go get a stick and you go get a rock or something and until you finally knock that wasp nest off. And then those wasps sting you so bad, the worst you have ever been in your life. Because you didn't understand. Them wasps had a family too. Them wasps had children too. Them wasps had jobs too. See, you want to take care of your family, but you want to destroy somebody else's family to help take care of your family. And instead of you loving the other family, you trying to destroy the other family to try to feed your family. That's not the way God works. God has supplied everything we need to survive. And he said no charge. When God made the water, he didn't make the water for one human being. He made the water for every human being. When God made the air to breathe, he didn't make the air to breathe for one individual. He made the air to breathe for every human being. No charge. All the fruit and the vegetables and all the things that you eat, God supplied all of them. Not man. God supplied all of them. And God said he have no respect for person. He mean that this fruit and vegetable is for everybody. No charge. Why should we be paying for stuff that God have already supplied to each and every one of us? No charge. And he told us to tend the garden and prune the garden. He didn't say own and sell the garden. He said people work. And people go home to their family. When people got married, the husband did not have to go to work for a full year. After he had got married, the Bible said that he's supposed to stay at home and enjoy his bride. That's the honeymoon. In the Bible, it's 1 full year. And just like if you look at Israel, not the Israel that's over there now, that's a state. I'm talking about Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob 12 sons that became 12 nations. And those 12 nations is Israel. Every man child that when you get a certain age, like here will be 18, have to go to the military for 2 years. Every male have to go through the training and be ready. Every 50 years, the year of Jubilee is every 50 years. Every 7 years, every debt that you have within the 7 years, every debt after 7 years, it has to be forgiven. The United States ain't doing nothing the way God set up for you to do. Newlyweds, 1 year, no work. They just sit back and enjoy each other and start a family. Every male child, when you get 18 years old, have to participate in the military. Everything that we do, we're supposed to be doing as a team, so everybody could have the same opportunity to enjoy their family, to retire at an early age where they can enjoy their retirement before they get too old. Everything that we need do not requires us going to a job to be doing 8 hours. We're not supposed to be involved in the space program and worshiping the stars and the moon and the sun. We don't supposed to have nothing to do with that, because God already gave us everything we need. He gave us dominion of the birds of the air and the fishing of the sea and the creeping crawling things and over the cows and the lambs and everything that walks up on earth. God gave us dominion over it. He gave us authority. He didn't give us ownership. He gave us authority and said, occupy until I come. See, that's what we're talking about. We working ourselves and working our fingers to the bone to make somebody else to rule over us like they are God. God is the one that gave every man several abilities that he'll be able to participate and do his part. Not to rule over. Each and every man, he's supposed to do his part, and the women supposed to do their part. And 2 Corinthians 2, it said, therefore, what he's saying is, I want every man to pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. And in like manner, I like for the women to adorn themselves in modest apparel, Not with gold and silver or pearls or broidered hair, but what good women are professing with good works. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to exert authority over the man, but to be in silence. If she want to learn anything, see, God, assuming if you're a good woman, then you got a husband at home. If a woman wanna learn, a good woman, a virtuous woman, if she wanna learn anything, let her go home and ask her husband. See, that's the order. That's the lineup. It ain't making one better than the other one. And then it said, it's not that the man is better than the woman or the woman is better than the man. God tell you in Timothy why he did it. And God said, this is why I did it. Because Adam was first formed. Adam named everything. Before Eve was even created, Adam had named every animal, every plant. And then when God made Eve, he said that God brought the woman which he had made from Adam's rib. He brought her to Adam. Since Adam named everything else, he brought her to Adam. And he wanted to know what Adam would call her. And Adam said to God, this is flesh of my flesh. She is bone of my bone. She shall be called woman because she came out of me. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother, and he shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. See, that's the setup. If you want your eyes to be open, if you want those scales to come off of your eyes, you have to bring your life in alignment with Christ. With the way Christ wants you to go. Let Christ lead you and guide you. Because we're in a tough time right now. We right there at a civil war. And this ain't no hyperbole. I'm not just making this up. Just open your eyes and see. The president in the United States and the United States Congress and the Supreme Court and the FBI and the CIA and the Homeland is unstable. Donald Trump, man, has got dementia, and the Congress and the Supreme and they just sit back, letting a deranged man destroy the number one economy in the world, to destroy the United States reputation, to destroy that image that the United States is a beacon on the hill. He gonna let communism win. He gonna let dictatorship win. Because his weakness, because he's ugly, he's fat, and he's dying. He gonna have to pay for selling his soul to the devil, and so do Mike Johnson. Those are the two people that I believe. Donald Trump saying that he's the second coming of Christ, and Mike Johnson saying that Jesus came to him and spoke to him personally, told him what to do. And I just can't believe that. Those are the only two people that I'm putting my soul on the line, and I believe in my heart and my mind and soul that they have blasphemed the Holy Ghost. That's my right. Because in this country, I have a freedom of religion. So do you. You can do what you do. You don't see me messing with you. You don't see me all up in your face messing with you because of your belief and what you do. Don't you come in mine. Don't you come in mine. Let me be and believe what I want to believe, and I'm going to let you be and believe what you believe. Because the Bible said, God said, the only way that you can come to Jesus, that God must be the one that draw you. And God said, if he draw you to Christ, he told me to preach the gospel and spread the good news. Thank you.